Hi. So today we are working on our weekly forecast. So I do this every Friday, and I'm going to aim to do this around 10:30 a.m. every Friday, okay? Excuse me. So right away, I'm feeling a lot of throat chakra stuff going on. For people that don't know me, my name is Robin, and I have two businesses. One is Be Pure Natural Products, and the other is Robin's Healing. Okay. So if you're hopping on, you want to say hello, just write your name in the comments. And ultimately, my goal is to come on here live so that if you guys have questions or insights, that would be fantastic. And if I can offer you anything, I will. In terms of memberships that I have now, you can go into robinshealing.com and you're going to see 3 plan options, and that will give you access to monthly videos and also past videos that I've done, certificates, programs, tons of healings. And if that interests you and you have any questions, you can also email me, robinshealing@gmail.com. I'll leave all that information below. All right, so let's focus in here. I'm going to drop any tension that I'm carrying. We're just kind of talking about some throat chakra stuff. We're in Scorpio season. We have eclipses coming up. We have a full moon around the 19th of November. So that will be happening in the week. So that would be towards the end of the week. And so it's important to pay close attention to how you're feeling, because when we have eclipses, they have long-term effects. So what you're going to find is it's like going to be helping us for years to come. All right. We're also kind of in this Aquarius, I'm not going to say season, but Aquarius time. So Aquariuses are very much about learning. And so you might find that came up in our weekly last week if you took the time to watch that. So you might be finding that um, like you're learning more about intuitive planning. That's what's coming up. Learning how to do things that I'm doing, perhaps how to start playing with cards or tapping in more. And so I am going to be doing a Yoga Nidra course for only $25. And Yoga Nidra, for people that don't know, is a style of yoga, which is just basically lying down. And that's why I love it so much. And it's equivalent to 3 or 4 hours of sleep, because we get our bodies into a very rested state. I just feel like people could really benefit from getting their physical body into a deeper state of calmness. And when we do that, that will help us understand our emotions and what's going on. So, a lot of times we're overthinking or we're dissatisfied about things, and we get into that little stale or stuck state. Okay. So, these are things that could help you. And although I'm talking about something that I'm selling, it's also relatable to where we are now. Okay. Um, One important thing to pay attention to this week is, yes, mindfulness practices, right? So yoga nidra is a form of guided meditation. So mindfulness practices are important because if you're not happy with where you are, you have to find ways to release it. So part of it is our mindfulness helps us with the way that we're looking at our lives, because sometimes it's more about our attitude towards something than it actually is that something. So if it's a mother-in-law, um, and that's, you're married to your husband, we'll say, and that's his mother, then you might find that she throws your energy off, we'll say. Okay. But you're allowing that to happen as well. So instead of kind of feeling like stuck in that situation, it's how can I work through the emotional disturbances that I have? How can I shift the energy around this? And typically around full moons, this is kind of what we start working on is relationship patterns and our mindsets towards things. So as we release that stuff, we start to open up to new projects, new people. I'm getting new publications, which is really cool. I'm going to have a blog coming up soon, and I'm so excited about it. Very relevant to where we are emotionally right now. I feel like it will give people guidance and even help them with their own intuitive exploration. So, if you want to learn more about how to tap into your own intuitive guidance and you'd like to book a session with me, you can also check out my services. My website is also where, if you're not on my Facebook or Instagram, you'll be able to just underneath my website find that link or set up for the Yoga Nidra workshop as well. Right away, I'm getting a lot of pulsation in my head. So, spiritually, you might find that you're in spiritual overload. And if we're in a Scorpio season and we have a full moon coming up, that makes a lot of sense because you're going to be feeling like you're so open because you're going so deep that it might even make you feel a little off, icky, fearful, things like that. So that's why we want to clean this stuff up this week. Um, but some people that are going to be watching, um, it's related to new tasks, new visions, new books. Even I'm also writing a book, so there's lots of really cool stuff coming up, and it's beautiful. So pay close attention to that because it's not all like heavy negative stuff either. Um, I'm getting like there are beautiful gifts coming in, a lot of generosity and kindness, which Scorpio brings. I'm even getting some past life stuff for people, past hurts as well. So if we can heal some of that stuff, it's going to make a huge difference. Um, but with the throat chakra, it's trusting in your companionships as well, trusting in the circles and the people that you come into. Probably why I was bringing up the digital programs that I have available through my memberships, because that might make you feel some form of safety, bring you into gratitude. There's a lot of cool stuff in there that might make you feel like you're still interacting without actually having to do that, which is fabulous. The other thing too is there might be a little controversy coming up for you this week as well, where you don't necessarily want to reach out or be the one to reach out in your relationships. So you could be getting caught up in someone else's drama, and just be mindful of that as well. Because when we're going through really emotional times, everybody handles um, like things differently. So that's where the education piece comes up. It's learning maybe, okay, how can I start a new project so that I have something to focus on and maybe still collaborate with the greater good or society. So, so I'll use my blog as a perfect example. I'm getting somebody to help me with that. So that's like a project for me that I get to focus on that's helpful for other people, but it's still something that I get to focus on, right? So that's just an example. But um, I'm getting entrepreneurship for some people this week as well. Um, you might need some more resources or support when it comes to your entrepreneurship because there are a lot of resources out there, but sometimes we don't always look for them, but they're out there. So that's really important to acknowledge. It also might be that you're just starting to follow through with some creative ideas that you do have, which is also great. So again, there's this beautiful balance coming in this week. So that's what's nice about the eclipse stuff is, as I said, this is actually setting us up for the next couple years. So these are way more intense because they're forcing us to create. And so creativity, um, education, and like love comes in there as well, like romantic relationships. It feels like if you're single this week, it's a great job to focus on specific tasks um, that you want to accomplish, like those projects. If you are in a relationship, it feels like more entertainment with your partner. So if it's watching a movie or a TV show that both really interests you, it feels like there could be some beautiful moments, bonding. It could be exercising with your partner as well. And it could also be you might not have formed a full on relationship with somebody, but that's what the companionship could still be a form of love as well. So friendships feel really healthy as well. If you have been had any abandonment issues, um, I feel like that's where like the past stuff that we're working on healing is coming up. PTSD, stuff like that, especially where we just had Remembrance Day, so happy belated Remembrance Day to everyone. If there's some stuff going on with even a father figure, it could be your mother, but anyone who's been really a masculine person in your life, because that doesn't always mean male. And maybe they were like, they had some of their own stuff going on. It feels like to focus on like putting time and energy into your career rather than some of that stuff right now. And I'm getting a lot of pulsation, a lot of activation. We also just had the 1111 portal happening yesterday, which is again these activations. So it is a great time for public recognition and things like that. So it might be getting yourself out there and maybe talking more about what you're passionate and excited about or what you're up to, things like that. Kind of what I was just starting to do. So don't be afraid to continued the mindfulness practice and still kind of like working on that new chapter, or that new program, or that new opportunity that's coming in. So you are going to find there's going to be some closure for you. But there's a little bit of work related to that. So getting a reading would be great at this time. Yeah, start a new class or certificate program. Start getting into the stuff that I'm making available for you guys because it's a huge money saver. Um, Before it would have cost a lot of money to enter some of these programs that I was offering, and now it's like barely anything. It's like pocket change for a lot of people. So yes, it's work on advancing yourself in your career. Working on your modules is also coming up. In some of the programs that I offer, there are modules, but it feels like it's deeper than that. It feels like working on your own programming, like how you're wired. Um, Again, your own projects and your own planning. And it does feel like with this portal that we had, the activation is about how we're like changing, how we're growing as well. So it could be as simple as that you're starting to see yourself in a positive light, working on your romance, your romantic life. Again, working with your publicist, whatever that it means. But it does feel like we're kind of finally getting that closure that we need and we're learning new tasks, new skills. So, with the throat chakra issues that are coming up for people, the way that we work through those difficulties and challenges are basically, earthing yourself, doing your best to find a sacred space that means something to you. So, if you've ever hit rock bottom in your life as well, I feel like that's not the worst thing either, right? So we don't need these old stories to drag us around anymore, okay? So just somebody needed to hear that specifically. Um, Also pay attention to what you're sensitive to at this time. That will be helpful because it feels like you might not be sharing with other people what's upsetting you. And you might be still sorting out what that is. So the way I think you might feel this week is when someone's down to earth, you might feel really connected to them. And if there's apologies that need to be had, this week, I would say go for them, but be gentle in your approach with them. However, it does feel like even if people have hurt you, it's okay to kind of relax a bit more and continue to be joyful and generous, and that will start to affect you in greater ways in the by working with the greater good in society as a collective, I guess. So, inch your way through the process because I do feel like you will make progress. Also shining the light not just on yourself, but on other people who you are grateful for. So, for me, if I wanted to do a shout out today, I would do a shout out for Kalina Smith because I've been getting readings with her and she's really helped me build, I guess, my own sanctuary in my with my platforms. So she's a great person to connect to. Um, and also for yourself, think about your role models and how they would behave and how they would act, and so kind of get some visions in your mind of where you want to be and create creativity. It's all over the place. So I see people painting, things like that. Um, I see people working with like a magic wand, which is funny. It feels like crystal wands, things like that. I don't want to say witchcraft, but like getting into maybe cool spells, which underneath my rituals, I have a couple little spells there that are really helpful for people. The lemon cleanse. Um, and again, friendships are just coming up so strongly that, you know, don't let friends pass you by. Like, don't let opportunities to have those beautiful moments with people, even if it's just through a text. Don't like let it come up and then just kind of let it go. Maybe just take the time to reach out. Okay, that feels pretty good. It feels like there might be someone watching who um, thinks that they don't need healing right now because they've been working on themselves a lot, but I get that there might be 10% in there where you want to start digging more, and sometimes we need somebody else to help us with that, okay? So don't deny your truth at this time. Make sure you're occupying your time doing things that are productive, and be proud of yourselves. Congratulate yourselves for all the hard work that you have been doing thus far as well, and that'll help you with some balance. All right, so congratulations to being here on Earth for another week. Talk to you guys later, and thanks so much for taking the time. Please let other people know that my channel exists. Please make sure that you have taken the time to just to subscribe so that I can continue on this channel, making more content for you. Bye for now. Enjoy your week.